It's midnight time and I just woke up. I'm not really sure what time is it right now. And I'm not really sure as well what's happening. But I guess because we just have to really go with the flow, whatever is happening at this moment. I guess we just have to accept. Well, we can tell na talagang things are really getting worse and worse. But as long as we believe that we can survive, things will pass. And as long as we believe that we can get stronger and stronger and we can fight for this coronavirus thing that is really killing a lot of people right now throughout the world. Well, because as we can see, they were all in the Bible actually. It may not be about the virus or about the coronavirus that's been mentioned in the Bible, but according to what I have dreamt in the year 2012 before, and the other one was 2014, it was mainly about hunger. But the fact that the Lord said that I will strike an arrow of hunger, so of course I was actually thinking, what would that mean? Strike an arrow of hunger. And how can it be possible for the whole world to be hungry? How can we be hungry if there's a lot of money, if there's a lot of food, if there's a lot of businesses around? So how can they become hunger? So that was a big question on my part. But right now I'm beginning to understand what is the meaning of that dream, because as the Lord said, I am going to let you speak, but do not be afraid. I am sure that there's a lot of people who's going to be very, very stubborn. They're going to go against you. But don't be afraid, because I will be there in order to talk. So meaning to say, if ever I'm talking right now, it is God that's actually talking, and it is God who's actually giving out the message through me. I have no idea what was that dream about, because it doesn't make sense. But it so happened that it was year 2014, just right after I have dreamt again. That was the time that I had to be on the internet and put out a website. So I had to put everything that I have dreamed of in order to show you guys. But of course, because the fact that I was so scared that maybe no one is going to understand, or maybe no one is going to believe me. But the mere fact that the only witness I do have is God. But right now, I don't care about what other people would say anymore. Because whatever I'm doing right now, I'm doing it for Him. And if there's a few people, or there is one or two people who's going to believe me, well, that's all that matters at this point now. But at least everything is making sense. Why is it that it was all about hunger? And the main reason why he said that he is going to punish a lot of people and they're going to die is because of their disloyalty, especially in terms of idolizing other gods. And since I do believe that our body is the temple of Christ, and that's according to him and according to the Bible as well. And that's the reason why I had put that website, in order to show you guys, or in order to teach you guys that the only God that we should acknowledge is the God who really created us, and that is the true God. And since God is the Spirit, so the reason why we're living right now, because of the Spirit, and that Spirit is giving us life. And just like when Jesus Christ said, I am the way, the truth, and the life. So meaning to say, He is the life. So what is that life? It is the Spirit inside us. And that's the one that is giving us life. And whenever somebody is dying, or whenever somebody is dead, so automatically that is spirit is going away from our body. It separates our body. So meaning to say, we are dead. So that spirit is already out. So that life is already out from our body. Okay? So our body is just a place where that spirit lives. No matter how long would that body will stay, no matter how long will that body stay alive, but everything would be under the decision of God. So right now, everything that is happening, I do believe that they were really meant to happen. And everything is according to God's will. And if ever some people are dying, and if ever some people were chosen to die, each of them has a purpose. Some may die, or some may have died because of their sins, because God has given them the punishment. But I am sure that some also are dying, or they are already dead, because God has given them some role also for us to remember, for us to realize a lot of other things. Why did they die, or whatever? So everyone has given a role in this life, whether we're still living or whether we're already dead. At least once they're dead, at least there's a memory right there that was really meant to be remembered. But there is a message after their death. So we have to understand that everything that's been happening is actually something that we should realize, that this is all about God's purpose. At this point, nothing is more important than focusing on what's really happening. There's even no fun anymore. Just like everyone else right there. They're just having so much fun in spite of what's happening throughout the world. But they just don't know that just one day, bang, and that's it. See, who would expect that one day you are so happy, you are actually celebrating, you are with your friends, with your loved ones, with your family, and all of a sudden, you are the one who's been victimized by this coronavirus. and then the next thing you are gone. So we just have to be aware of why is it that this is happening. And according to the message of God, when I was having that dream, that it is because of our disloyalty. It was really mainly focused on us or on other people who are really into other gods. So we should understand, and we should always put in our minds that God is the one who lives in us, no one else. He is the Spirit. He is the eternal power, and that is the reason why He said, "Be still and know that I am God." So in spite of whatever is happening around us right now, we just have to understand that these were made according to His will. Everything has a purpose in our lives. So we just have to accept. These things are happening, but that doesn't mean that we have to avoid our responsibility being the children of God. We just have to realize that why is it that this is happening? Why are this happening? What are the reasons why are this happening? Do we really have to curse God? Do we really have to blame Him or whatever? Well, I guess all we have to do is we just have to acknowledge Him. That whatever it is that is happening right now, we just have to be ready, okay? And be acceptable whatever's going to happen. And if He is going to choose us, that we are going to be the next victim about having this virus, and then we just have to embrace whatever the punishment or whatever the situation would be, whatever the circumstance would be, because that's under His control. It's not ours. If there is going to be hunger, because that's already been said to me, that hunger is going to be His greatest revenge, His greatest punishment. So now I understand why are these viruses are happening. Why are these viruses are striking us? Because through this virus, everything is going to stop. The jobs, the businesses, food, supplies, everything that we need. The supplies of everything that we need is going to stop as well. So right now, that really makes sense when God told me that I will strike an arrow of hunger. So all we have to do is we just have to be ready. But in spite of whatever's going to happen, we just have to be loyal to what He wants to us. Okay? And that is acknowledge Him instead of acknowledging the idols or other gods. Amen?